Today's video is 6.6 rational equations. We're just going to be taking a look at the very beginning of this chapter. We're not going to go too in depth. We're just going to be solving for variables in rational equations. Something similar to what we've done in the past. So what you'll notice is we're trying to solve for y right here. So the whole idea is to get y by itself. The problem is that y is in the denominator, which makes it a little bit harder to work with. So what we're going to do, like we did in the previous video, is we're going to find the LCD. The LCD will help bring that variable out of the denominator, making it easier to work with. So LCD in this case is going to be x, y, z. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the first one by yz over yz, the next one by xz over xz, and finally the last one by xy, xy. That eventually, like we talked about in the last video, that will get rid of all our denominators, making it a lot easier for us to work with to get that y by itself. So multiply by xyz, clearing it out, and what you have is yz plus xz equals xy. Now, the problem is I'm still trying to get these y's together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everything with a y over to one side, and anything without a y over to the other. From there, I'm going to factor out this y. That will kind of bring it out by itself to kind of separate it from the group. And what you'll see there is that allows us to then divide it by that quantity negative x plus z, and get it by itself. So our final answer is y equals negative xz over negative x plus z. Again, remember the x and the z's can't cancel out here because there's no plus sign in the middle, so it won't just cancel out. Example number 2, we have area equals base, the quantity base plus height over 2, and we're solving for b. Now this one's actually a little bit easier because the variable we're looking for is in the numerator, so we don't have to worry about that too much, because what we're going to just do now, we're going to multiply by 2, okay? That will give us 2a equals b plus h. Still trying to get b by itself, so I subtract h. 2a minus h equals b. And finally, our last one. Number 3, I equals e over capital R plus r, and we're trying to solve for little r. Now, this poses a problem again because we have the smaller variable in the denominator. So if that happens, what we want to do, like we talked about earlier, is we want to find an LCD. So LCD in this case is going to be r plus r, because this is really I over 1. Let's make that a more distinguished I. And so we're going to multiply by that over here. So I'm going to get I times the quantity r plus r over r plus r times 1 equals e over r plus r. Again, like before, we can just cancel that out, and we get I times the quantity r plus r equals e. Now, I'm still trying to get little r by itself, so I can easily get rid of that I without distributing it by dividing it. So r plus r equals e over I. And then finally, just to get rid of the capital R, I just have to subtract. So little r equals e over I minus capital R.